Glow, for lack of a better term, is a pretty awesome feature, as you can see here. You can do things like ethereal sci-fi effects. It's great on particles, glowing weapons. You don't have to be so destructive. It could be an angel of hope with glowing wings. There's a lot of possibilities. Now, to have glow enabled to view it, you need to have edit menu, preferences, and right here in the graphics tab, make sure it's mid, high, or above. Because if you don't have a supported graphics card, you won't be able to see it either. Keep that in mind. I'm just looking if there's any other details. Oh yeah, it correlates basically with post-process quality. So if you notice, if you change glow to, or this to low, it will get a little, it's a little hard to tell from here, but there is a difference of sorts. Generally, you don't have to mess with that. Just make sure your graphics card meets our system recommendations or better. And let's look at creating a glow object of our own. Not as beautiful as this, but like they say, it all starts with a cube. If you right click and edit or create and then click on the ground, here we have our little cube. And under texture, you're going to see glow is right here. Now this might be easier if we choose a darker texture. Let's see if I have a darker one. What are these cropped? Ooh, it's a picture of M. Linden, our CEO. Let's use that. And we can just tint this to make it a little darker because it'll make it evident when it's glowing. Glow ramps up pretty strongly. So even an increment of, say, 0.01. And then you see when we get to 0.11, it's starting to wash it out and there's extreme highlights. By the time you get to 1, it's not solid white, but if we change this to white, it's getting closer to that. Full bright also has an effect, and as does transparency. So consider that these factors, they all interact. Now, glow looks sometimes stronger, as you might expect it to, with natural phenomena and that sort of thing, at night. So if you go to the world menu, environment settings, and by the way, I'm using a custom night setting. So if it doesn't look exactly the same, that's why. But here we have, and let me just move it away because that object is lit. It's nice that it's very pretty and lit. But you can see it's glowing. And you can change the color here to be different sorts of things. And that looks almost alien. It's a lot of fun. You can tune it down. Sometimes a subtle touch of glow is just what you need to make something look more vibrant. You can use it on household items like food. It doesn't have to be a bizarre UFO, but just something in casual basis. Let me just delete that for now. And let's have a look at another facet of glow. I'm going to walk away from this for a moment. I said delete! There we go. Let's look up at the sky. And then let's go to the advanced menu. Now keep in mind, this is officially unsupported. If stuff works in here, fantabuloso. If it doesn't, well, then that's just too bad. Don't depend on it, but thrive on the creativity you can achieve with what's buried within. Let's go to advanced and debug settings. Because there are a series of parameters here, render glow, if you type that in. Okay. So first of all, the basics of render glow happens to be that if you turn this to false, of course, it's going to disable everything that glows. So you're not going to see the effect. And doesn't that look kind of flat? Well, that just shows you what the glow does, and turn it back on. Ooh, magic, isn't it? Now I'm going to click here. I'm just going to press the down arrow on my keyboard because there are a series. You can see there are several here. You can play with them and see how they interact. Each has a text description. If you get frustrated, you can always reset to default to just get back to the default, of course. What else could that do? These sort of, they explain a little text, and you'll notice, of course, here it's biased towards different color channels. You can just play with that. But some of these may not. Wow, that's pretty cool. This is particles too. I never knew that before. The stuff you discover in Second Life, eh? Anyway, my ADD is distracting us from the point of this, which is you click here and let's just select render glow min luminance. This is a quick and easy way to get glow on the whole scene or almost the whole scene for really nice, almost cartoon-ish pictures, if you're taking snapshots. You're a shutterbug like myself. Let's go back to world menu, environment settings, and midday. And again, I use custom settings, so my blue may appear more vibrant than yours. But still, if you change this from 1 and lower this, notice how the clouds now, they're becoming more luminescent that way. They're glowing, and so is everything else in the scene, to the point of it becoming almost unpleasantly washed out. But it depends on the look you want. If you want something approaching a bleach bypass or towards that direction, you're going to have it look very, very, for lack of a better term, very glowy. Just like that. You can play with other sorts of things, like the warmth amount will also change the subtle tones. I don't know if you can quite see that or make that out. But the point here is just play with these. Just try different settings. I haven't even dug that deep. Glow iterations. This is cool, by the way. Oh, so much glow. You can just wash yourself out. Reset and less glow. If you want to really balance it out. So hey, that looks more balanced. It's got a really pleasant feel to it. You can take some very picturesque pictures. And the glow width here is also nice. If you set this low, some of these will lead to sort of special effects. I think if I set this to maybe 10, and it needs to become more evident. So is my min luminous, okay, iterations to 2. And you can see it looks a little blocky. There's some blockiness going on. You can set this, let me move this back down actually. You can see it's undulating. It's like, ooh, very interesting. Set to 0, nothing there. And it looks darker now. Isn't that so interesting to get these sorts of visual looks without any external post-processing? It's all running live, being rendered in Second Life. So my face is getting softer. It's almost like a diffuse. I can see these vertical lines. I think if I set it to some weird things before. Some of these clamp, some of them don't. But in any case, let's just go back to 0 because that was a really nice look. And you can go ahead and go to World Menu, Environment Settings, Environment Editor, and you can go in the Advanced Sky, or you can just scrub the day like this. And you can play around with it and see how that affects glow. Notice it looks very posturized, almost banded. It's almost like a cartoon or a graphic novel for you serious enthusiasts sort of look. So this is the point where I'm combining all these skills together to show you what cohesion, view menu and zoom in, or control 0. I'm a big fan of that. You can just zoom in like that, and you can go ahead and you can take a snapshot of yourself. And it looks pretty awesome, doesn't it? So that's a bit of the fun you can achieve with glow. Have a look. I'm just going to reset my view. Look for objects in the world that already use glow. There are all sorts of things from lava lamps, of course, to sci-fi, things like this, just to give you a real taste of the possibilities. One little parameter like this combined with others can add so much value and so much awesome to your creations. So check it out. Check out the most triumphant glow.